This isn't just a story. It's the kind that crawls back into your head at 2 a.m. If you're ready for the truth they never saw coming, hit subscribe. And if anything hits a nerve, drop a like and tell me your take in the comments. Stories like this deserve to be heard. It was 3 a.m. The heater hummed in my Phoenix apartment while desert rain tapped the window. I didn't hear the floorboards. I didn't feel my sister Madison slip in. Her shadow slid across the wall, quiet and sure. She lifted my wallet from the nightstand, slid out my business credit card, and vanished like mist. By sunrise, $18,500 was gone. First-class tickets to Paris, a suite at Le Bristol, sapphire earrings at Cartier, Louis Vuitton bags, Dom Pérignon, a shopping rush she craved but never earned. A week later, she walked in glowing from the French. Sun, draped in silk, smiling like she'd just left a spa. My father, David, shot me a look. "Stop acting like she'd touch your money, Charlotte." I smiled back, slow, sharp, because that card wasn't ordinary. I had set a trap, and she had stepped right into it. My phone woke me that night, buzzing hard against the dark. I grabbed it, sleep blind. Then I saw the screen, a flood of bank alerts, each one a cold knife, $4,800. Air France, Paris, $3,200. Le Bristol Hotel, $2,700. Cartier Champs-Élysées, $1,500. L'Ambroisie. Charge after charge, all between 3:07 and 3:35 a.m. Total, $18,500. My brain refused it. Not a hack. My card was in my wallet, or it should have been. I stumbled to my desk, feet on cold wood, yanked open the drawer. Wallet unzipped, business card slot empty. A mocking gap, a sour knot twisted tight. I lived with one person, Madison, 23. Crashing at my place for 2 months after a blow-up with her roommate. Temporary, she said. But she settled in fast. Cold coffee cups on my counter, her laundry in my hamper, her Uber rides on my bill because buses stress me out. I checked her room, door ajar, bed neat like a showroom, bathroom dark, kitchen, silent. The front door? Not latched. A slice of hallway light cut through. By sunrise, her Instagram told the rest. Madison in a velvet beret, sipping champagne in the first-class lounge at Phoenix Sky Harbor. Arm in arm with our cousin Brittany, her partner in every reckless plan. A selfie with Paris boarding passes. Caption, "Paris darling, live your truth." $18,500 drained from the business account of my cybersecurity consulting firm. 4 years of sweat. I froze the card, filed a fraud claim, and sat at my kitchen table while the fridge hummed like it knew something. The rage was there, hot and loud, but under it something colder clicked into place. I knew how this would go. Madison would deny it. David would defend her. I'd be called dramatic. Not this time. This time, I'd make them see. Madison wasn't just my sister. She was the family's untouchable star. Since she was born, she got what she wanted, no matter who paid the bill. At 10, she wanted a pony. David sold his old truck to buy it. At 12, I tutored to save for a laptop. Charlotte's fine. She's responsible. My A's were expected. Madison's C's were progress. At 16, I worked retail just to afford gas. Madison got a new phone because she needs to stay connected. By 25, I had this Phoenix apartment, a corporate IT job, and my side business, Harper Tea. Madison, at 23, had drifted through photography school, too restrictive, a boutique job, bad vibes, gig apps, fun until any effort was required. Who paid her rent when she forgot to budget? Who covered groceries when she was between gigs? Who co-signed her last card when the banks laughed? Me. Always me. To Madison, it wasn't kindness. It was duty. One way, no end date. 2 months ago at 1 a.m., she called crying about toxic energy. I let her move in against my gut. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. She called my apartment our space, drank my almond milk, ordered $200 skincare on my Wi-Fi. "How are you paying?" I asked. She winked. "I've got it covered." Warnings piled up, boxes with designer boots, a cashmere scarf, candles. That cost more than my electric bill. The night before the theft, I heard her giggling with Brittany on FaceTime, whispering about a big escape. I ignored it. Madison had $50 to her name. How far could she go? I should have known. In our family, Madison's dreams always found a wallet. Usually mine. I don't accuse without proof. Not with Madison's gift for dodging blame. She doesn't steal, she messes up. And David calls it family drama. So I built my case like a client project. First, building security footage, a favor for favors I'd done for the manager. At 3:12 a.m., Madison crept down the hall, my wallet tucked under her arm, a duffel trailing behind. Brittany followed, phone glowing, smirk in place like she'd cracked a safe. They slipped into an Uber, tail lights washing the curb red. Next, Instagram. Madison's story lived on. Brittany scrubbed hers. A 4:15 a.m. video, Madison toasting in Air France's lounge. Boarding passes on the table. Caption, chasing dreams. The ace was the card itself, a Harper T business card tied to my custom tracking. Every swipe logged, time, merchant, location. I traced her path. Phoenix to Paris, hotel to boutique, restaurant to jeweler. I called Le Bristol and Cartier, posed as a fraud investigator and requested verification stills. They sent them. Madison swiping my card, smiling wide. Shopping bags at her feet, ironclad, footage, screenshots, receipts, a digital trail she couldn't delete. But I knew David would still defend her. A confrontation would turn into tears and lectures. I didn't need another fight. I needed a stage. My stage. I planned a dinner at my apartment, neutral ground I controlled. Madison's favorite sashimi. David's go-to Merlot. I baited the hook with comfort so they'd relax. Then I'd drop the blade. I built a deck, not a rant, a presentation. Each slide a nail in the lid. Security footage at 3:12 a.m. Madison in my hall, wallet in hand. Her Instagram post with timestamps matched to charges. Vendor stills of her swiping my card in Paris. Then the transaction log, geotagged and precise. I rehearsed the timing, not the speech. Start light, let them breathe, then strike. The night before, I didn't sleep. I played out every version. Madison running, David yelling, both dismissing me. It didn't matter. This wasn't about their reaction. This was about breaking the script I had been trapped in my whole life. I texted Madison, dinner tomorrow 7, sashimi. Bring dad, let's talk. She replied right away. Sushi, count me in. David later. Good to see you're being reasonable. We'll be there. I shut my phone, felt the desert air sit heavy through the screen, and checked the slides one last time. Tomorrow, the pattern that drained me would burn. They showed up on time. Madison in a new silk scarf. Paris, of course, swaying like she owned the room. David scanned my space with that quiet judgment he wears like cologne. The table gleamed with sashimi and clean glasses catching the chandelier's light. We ate. Small talk smoothed over the tension. Madison chattered about Paris vibes. David nodded like all was well. I leaned back. Calm. So, about the $1,800 you took from my business card? Madison's chopsticks stopped midair. Her laugh was too bright. Charlotte, be serious. I didn't touch your money. You're paranoid. David's fork scraped his plate. Enough. You've always had it out for her. I smiled. Slow, sure. No more pretending. I opened my laptop and turned it toward them. Slide 1. Madison in my hallway at 3:12 a.m., wallet in hand, Brittany. Behind her. David's jaw tightened. Madison's eyes widened. Slide 2. Her Instagram, champagne in the lounge, 4:15 a.m. Slide 3, Cartier. Madison swiping my card, earrings flashing, timestamp locked. Want more? I asked, voice steady. Her flinch was its own kind of answer. David started. This is... No, I said. You told me I was imagining things. Look, final slide. The transaction log. Every charge mapped. Paris, $1,800. Undeniable. I froze the card. I said. Filed a fraud report. The police have everything. Detective Laura Bennett is waiting. Madison went pale. You called the cops? You stole from my business, I said. My livelihood. You broke the law. David slammed his glass down. Family doesn't do this. Family? I laughed once, sharp. The family that let her drain me for years told me to get over it when she crashed your car? When she ran off to Bali? When she didn't work for months? Madison's voice cracked. I'll pay you back. No, you won't, I said. You can't. Pack your things. You're out tonight. I looked at David. And you're not welcome here until you acknowledge what she did. I slid an envelope across the table. Police report, bank case number, transaction list. Test me. Call Detective Bennett. Madison shoved her chair back. The screech cut the room. You're destroying me. No, I said, pointing at the door. You did that. I'm saving myself. She stormed to the guest room and slammed drawers. David stared at the envelope like it might bite him, then got up, muttered, You're cruel, and followed her out. The door slam felt like air returning to my lungs. My apartment was quiet. Mine again. For 48 hours, my phone wouldn't stop. Madison's texts, You're jealous. You'll regret this. Her voicemails swung from sobbing to rage. You ruined me. David called again and again. I ignored him. My mother, Susan, texted, Drop the charges, she's your sister. I didn't answer. I had carried them long enough. Detective Bennett called. Madison had two choices. Repay $1,500 and admit guilt, or face charges. I braced for more bargaining. Instead, silence. Heavy and thick. Then Brittany called, voice sweet as syrup. Madison's a mess. This could ruin her. I cut in. Delete your Paris post before they ask who paid for your ticket. Click. Deadline. Susan showed up. Next without warning. Scarf too tight, eyes red. They're in a motel, she said. You've shamed her. She shamed herself, I said. $18,500. Stolen. That's not family business. That's a crime. It should stay private, she whispered. It's public because she made it public. Tell David to admit it or he's out too. She left with no words. The door clicked like a final period. The family split down the middle. David, Susan, and Brittany, and the people who always take the easy side, called me heartless. My Aunt Karen and Uncle Michael stood with me. Michael texted, You broke the cycle, proud of you. 2 weeks later, Madison came back. No. Silk scarf this time. Just a hoodie. Eyes hollow. They'll drop it if I pay in 6 months, she said. Tell them you're okay with it. Payments go through my lawyer. No deals, I said. Sign the admission or go to court. She glared. Left. Her footsteps felt heavier than she was. 3 months later, the case closed. Madison paid $1,800, I don't know from where, and signed the admission. The fraud now sits on her record. David avoids me. I ran into him. At a gas station. He muttered, Hope you're happy, and walked off. I wasn't happy. I was free. Madison's Instagram shifted. No Paris, just coffee photos with captions about new beginnings. I don't care if it's growth. It's not about redemption. It's about reality catching up. My apartment is quiet now. No midnight. Doors. No vanishing groceries. Harper Tea is thriving. My bills are mine. Karen sent a cactus with a note. For your new roots? Michael shared a podcast about toxic families. I saw Brittany at a market. She froze. I smiled and kept moving. Family. Gathering split. David's side leaves me out. Mine leaves them out. It's heavy. It's freeing. I don't wake up at 3 a.m. to check my accounts anymore. If they try me again, Madison, David, anyone, there's only one answer. No. I'm not their safety net, not their excuse, not their ATM. I'm Charlotte. This life is mine. And if this story hit something in you, the next one will leave you speechless. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. If this moved you, hit like and share it with someone who needs to hear it too.